Hey Curious, I got a story for all of you sports fans out there, though don't worry, I won't be using too much sports lingo here. Chances are when we say the word bite of 1997, the name will ring a bell for some of you, and if not, then we're here of course referring to the famous boxing match where Mike Tyson bit off a chunk of Evander Holyfield's ear. And going from there, we're gonna talk about Iron Mike, who after a 15-year break has returned to the ring. Why were his kids against him making a comeback? And what tragedy occurred in the boxer's life? And what happened that could have had his kids turn around and say, "We told you so"? So you better stay with me to find out the answers to all of these questions and more. But before we continue, don't forget to hit the bell and the subscription button to our channel so you don't miss any of our future videos. Before we tell you about the incident that surely would have had Mike's kids look at him and be like, "You should have listened to us," let's have a look at who his kids are. The boxer first became a father in 1990 when his daughter Mikey Lorna Tyson was born. Her mother is Kimberly Scarborough, a former model and who had a short-lived romance with the athlete. According to NikkiSwift.com, at first, Kimberly was ready to terminate the pregnancy after being told to do so by the boxer, but she changed her mind last minute. They also reported that just before she gave birth, Mike gave her money to spend on their daughter. At first, people did not know that Mikey was his daughter. For a while, Scarborough had to stay quiet about who the baby daddy was, as Tyson's representatives were often contacting her and offering money in exchange for silence, and it came to the point where even her friends weren't aware of who the father was. Though it was reported that after Mike was released from jail, he took more interest in his daughter and admitted to being the father. If you want to know more about what landed the athlete behind bars and his other troubles, then check out our previous video. Mikey is generally a private person and not much is known about her personal life. She does have an Instagram account that has over 8,000 followers where she often posts snaps from her life. However, at the start of the year, there was some talk about her in the media. It all happened when Hip Hop Overload published an article that claimed that Mike was going to pay $10 million to anyone who'd be willing to marry his daughter. I know, Curious, it sounds crazy and, well, it was. That claim was simply not true, and even the boxer had to say that, especially after comedian Michael Blackson had tweeted a few things that some considered inappropriate with regards to her. Allegedly, Tyson has given an insight to her personal life by saying that she's in a happy relationship with a good-looking man. With his first marriage to Robin Givens, Tyson didn't have any children, but in his second one to Monique Turner, the pair welcomed 2 children, daughter Raina, born in 1996, and son Amir in 1997. When it comes to Raina, not much is known about her, and even less so than with Mikey. It doesn't even seem that as if she has an Instagram account, but she can be found on IMDb. From the look of things, it can be assumed that the 24-year-old is looking to start a career in the movie industry. On her page, it shows that she's been involved in 2 films. The first one in 2017, The Death and Life of Marsha P. Johnson, where she has been credited as a research intern. And the second one being in 2009, Joker movie, where she worked as a set staff assistant. Her brother Amir, on the other hand, is no stranger to the spotlight. Not so much as his father, but he's very active on his Instagram page where he often shows off his luxury cars, private jets, and house. But hey, if you got it, flaunt it. The 23-year-old is a graduate of an American university and according to his Instagram profile, already has his own business. He's the CEO of Debonair Attire, which sells a range of clothing items from t-shirts, hoodies to tracksuits, and now in the days of this global pandemic that has plagued us all, the site also sells face masks. And with the earnings from the site, therichathletes.com, they stated that Amir had once stated that his mother suffered from multiple sclerosis, so the young businessman has given the money from a portion of Debonair Attire sales to various research charities. In the early 2000s, Tysons had a relationship or possibly a fling with a mysterious woman, Sol Shawdil. Not much is known about her besides the fact that she was in a relationship with the athlete and that they had 2 children together, son Miguel Leon, born in 2002, and a daughter Exodus, born in 2005. It seems that just like her father, Miguel enjoys boxing, and last year, the former heavyweight champion shared a video on his Instagram which showed him and his son boxing. Many fans were quick to comment that having a legend like Tyson as a father and a trainer, the young man could definitely make it a career. Though the athlete was quick to comment on that and said he just started, not trying to box, just trying to stay fit. As for his daughter Exodus, that is where a family tragedy comes into play. In 2009, the then 4-year-old girl had passed away after a tragic accident in the family home in Phoenix. At the time, Mike was in Las Vegas and the two children were with their mother. According to an ABC News report at the time, the little girl was in the playroom when she somehow got her head into a treadmill cord and was unable to get herself out of it. She was found by her then 7-year-old brother Miguel, who called for their mother, who in turn called 911 and began CPR. Unfortunately, it was already too late for Exodus, who despite resuscitation efforts by both the mother and the paramedics, passed away at the hospital. After hearing the news, Tyson had left Vegas and flew to be with his family. According to an article by CheatSheets.com, Tyson said in an interview that at first, his first instinct was to hurt someone, without any care who it was. He did say that once he got to the hospital and saw his daughter, those thoughts went away, and instead he was filled with the pain and agony that only a parent who lost a child could understand. In that same interview, he also opened up how he turned to illegal substances to help him get through those times, but there was a silver lining at the end of the tunnel that can be said. He also found support in his then girlfriend, Lakeisha Spicer. Through their relationship, she had helped him turn his life around, and just under 2 weeks after the passing of Exodus, Tyson and Spicer got married. And with his third wife, the boxer was lucky to have 2 more children, daughter Milan, born in 2008, and son Morocco, born in 2011. Both of his children with Lakeisha are present on Instagram, though through their accounts due to the state they are managed by their parents, and it seems that Milan is a big fan of tennis. As stated in her profile description, she has posted many photos from the tennis court, so it can be safe to say that she's going to follow in her father's footsteps with a sports career. Though definitely one less painful than that of Mike's choice, and the 11-year-old has also shared many photographs with her family, most of which feature Miguel Leon and her younger brother Morocco. And speaking about the 7-year-old, he too is present on the popular social media site. From his profile, not much can be gathered besides the fact that, like his sister, he too seems to be a big fan of tennis. Though whether it's just a hobby for him or a possible future career, we do not know. And just like Milan, he also shared plenty of photos with his family, as well as ones with their family dog. But with Mike's return to the ring after a 15-year break in an exhibition fight against another former champion, Ray Jones Jr., what have his children asked of him, and most importantly, what happened that may cause him to say, "We told you so"? Well, earlier this year, Tyson was appearing on the Jimmy Fallon show and revealed that his children think that his return to the sport is a bad idea, and speaking with the host, the boxer said, "My kids think I should sit my old ass down." And he then went on to say that he's very confident and that he didn't know anything about fighting and that he couldn't beat him, so because of that, they don't know what they are talking about. And now for the thing that could have ended badly. You'd think that it was during the fight, but no, it was an incident that had occurred as Mike was signing stuff for fans after the bout with Jones Jr. And according to TMZ Sports, as Tyson was leaving the Staples Center, someone tried to take a swing at him. I know, curious, why anyone would try to challenge Mike Tyson. I mean, come on. As reported, as he was leaving, Mike was met with a group of fans who had been waiting for autographs, which he agreed to and headed over there to their direction. Per TMZ Sports, as he was signing, a man in the crowd had called out to the boxer asking why he wouldn't fight him, to which Tyson jokingly replied that it probably wouldn't have ended well for him if he agreed. And it was then that things could have taken things for the worse, as the article states, the man that took a swing at Mike and reached into his waistband of his trousers as if he was going to pull out some sort of weapon, and TMZ's sources said that the boxer's security jumped in before things could turn ugly. The man managed to get away, but the site reports that some people from Tyson's team have seen him at previous signings and that it wasn't the first time he's tried to cause trouble. So curious, did you know how many children Mike Tyson had? Were you aware of the tragedy that happened to his daughter? And what did you think about the man who tried to take a swing at him? Let me know all about this in the comments below, and as always, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel, and I will see you in the next video.